What's up, guys? It's been another 3 months, I think, since the last time. Last time I made this was somewhere 60 days into quarantine. I forgot what I was talking about, and I wasn't able to watch the last video, I guess, but I was listening to the radio just now, the Savage Nation. I really like the way this guy speaks. I mean, not what he says, I mean his voice. He's got a pretty soothing voice, and that's one of the reasons that I listen to his show. He also has some pretty good points. But he was just talking about how he felt like he wanted to leave California, run away, and not come back because it's filthy, there's high taxes, the government is super corrupt, probably one of the most corrupt governments in the nation, in competition with New York, I guess. And it got me thinking, because it reminded me that I've been hearing that a lot lately. A lot of people have been saying, yeah, I want to move out of California. The taxes are too high, it's too expensive, the cost of living is so high, I could probably never buy a house here. The streets are dirty, it's filthy, there's homeless everywhere. And he said something else that got me thinking. Like, he said that he fled New York in the 60s. He took a stop on the way and fled New York and came to California. So he didn't go into detail, but the implication was that the same thing happened back in New York, and that's why he ran away from New York. Now, if you are one of these people in this group who has been in California for a long time, and you don't like the way that it's changed, you don't like how it's degraded, you don't like how dirty, expensive, and filthy the state has become, especially in San Francisco, Los Angeles, Sacramento, and other big cities. If you've been here for a while and you don't like the way that it's turned out, maybe the state would be a better place if you do move. Because the only person, not people, that you really have to blame for the state of the country that you're in, or the state of the state, or the state of the city, is yourself. You can't blame the corrupt governor that you voted into office. You can't blame the corrupt mayor that you put into office once again. You can't blame the corrupt senator that we voted in time and time again for the problems that you have on the ground. It just doesn't work that way. You're keeping on putting the blame on somebody else and not taking responsibility for your own problems. What goes on in your backyard, in your front yard, in your neighbor's front yard and backyard, and your house is ultimately your responsibility. It's easy to blame somebody else, but both Republicans and Democrats do this a lot. It has nothing to do with that, actually. Both parties blame. The Republican Party in San Francisco and in California now is weak. Well, not now they're weak, but they have been weak, and that's one of the reasons that it's degraded so badly. All they do is say, well, the Democrats are running train and they're ruining this state, as if they don't have any responsibility to keep themselves. Look, the Democrats are doing what they think is best. Why aren't you doing what you think is best? It's easy to just blame and say, oh, look at the state of this place. Look how the Democrats have ruined it. Yeah, that's easy to do. But I want to get back to that. If you're thinking about moving, right? If you come here for a job, you've been here for a little bit, you came here for the high pay, the city life, and to experience something different than the small town you grew up in. I'm not talking to you here because I don't know, you're not really from here. Although, I think that if you have moved here for whatever reason, even if you've been here only for a day, then this is your home and you should treat it as such. I think it's a better outcome for both you and the place that you're living in, your neighbors, if you treat this as your home, not as a place that you come to party and make a lot of money and then get the hell out of here. But that's that on that. If you've been here for a long time, and so, for example, Mr. Savage, he said he's been here since 1974. And during that time, California has degraded a lot, especially in the cities. It's gotten a lot worse. It's gotten a lot worse. What's he been doing? He has a show. A lot of people listen to his show, and somebody just called in and complained about the same thing. But complaining about things and talking about things doesn't really do anything. You actually got to take the action to make it better. So if you are one of those in that group of people who is like, well, I think I want to leave California because of how dirty, smelly, expensive it's become and corrupt it is, then you should maybe leave. You should. But I hope that the place that you're going to, at least, you don't take your same ideologies and characteristics to that place, because that place is going to degrade just like California did. A lot of people are moving from California to Texas, to Arizona. And, there's another guy on the radio who has an ad that speaks exactly to this pain. Is California expensive? Is it smelly? Are you tired of it? Come move to Arizona, where it's sunny, bright, and we're not all screwed up and brainwashed over here. Give it a generation or two. Arizona is going to look exactly like California, because if everybody from California moves on over to Arizona, it's going to end up the same way. It's going to end up exactly the same way. That's my rant. That's all I had. Peace.